Hello everyone and welcome in another round of AGC webinars. My name is Suzana Ayeti and I'm account manager for AGC and the PCB's organizer for this session. Today's topic is monitoring, measurement, analysis and evaluation performance in ISO 45001. Our presenter is PCB certified trainer, managing director and senior consultant in ADQM, Management Consulting Organization, Ms. Snežana Pavicevic. We will cover determining criteria and methods for monitoring and measurement according to ISO 45001, establishing a process for evaluating compliance with applicable legal and other requirements, and many other issues. During the presentation, feel free to write your questions and comments in the question box in the right-hand control panel, or you can use the raise hand function. We will unmute you and you will have a chance to ask the question directly to Ms. Pavicevic. All of the other questions will be answered accordingly at the end of the presentation. Also, if you're aware of a topic that you would like to discuss or participants would benefit from, please feel free to write down your suggestions in the survey at the end of the webinar. We are strongly committed to providing our audience with updated and useful information. Please, Ms. Pavicevic, you may start the presentation.
Thank you, Susan. Hello, everyone. Hello from Serbia. We will talk, Susan told you, about one part of the new standards, ISO 45001. I suppose that most of you know that this standard, it's now in the last part for implementation and expecting date to completely put like ISO standards is October this year. Now it's in a final draft and you can see that also in site of ISO organization. I suppose that everyone knows about standard OHSAS 80001 and ISO organization a lot of years didn't want to print this type of standard like international like ISO standards because they thought that all of this topic is covered by national law. But in Serbia and also, and I suppose in a lot of parts of this world, a lot of organizations decided to certify according OHSAS 8001, and because of that, finally ISO organization decided to printing 45001 like ISO standards. Like all other quality management system standards, this is according Annex SL and it's harmonized with the ISO 9001 and 40001. We will talk about one part of the standards, Clause 9, that is measurement, monitoring and analysis of performance that is presenting in these standards. In these standards, first we have a few terms and definition what is new, and it look like terms and definition that we have in 8001 standards from International Labour Organization. We know performance like a measurable result that we know, but the new one is Note 1 and Note 2. When they told us that performance can relate either to qualitative or quantitative findings. Result can be determined and evaluated by qualitative or qualitative methods. This is nothing new, only underline which type of performance we can have. Also the new is Note 2 for this definition. Performance can relate to the management of activities, process, products, including services, systems, or organization. Clause 313, effectiveness, that we need to know about this topic is almost unchangeable. Also, we have 328 definition, occupation, health and safety performance, that is new. And that these standards told us this is performance related to the effectiveness of the prevention of injury and ill health to the workers and the provisional of the safe and healthy workplace. Also, we have definition of monitoring, as well as definition of legal requirements and other requirements that it's connecting with the measurement of performance. Also, we have the new note 1, 2, and 3 in this definition. I hope that this definition will not change a lot because it's final draft version of the standards. First, that we saw what is connection with this clause, with another clause of these standards, that we will make performance evaluation first using the normally Deming PDCA circle. We need to plan how to do that. After that, we need to understand what is supported and operation in our OHS management system. In support, this is topic about resource, competence, awareness, information, and communication, document information, and in operation we have operational planning and control, etc., everything what these two clauses cover. After all that, we have the performance. The performance is evaluate about supporting activities and operation. First, when we planning, we have internal and external issue that we need to cover, and the needs and expectation of interested party. Everything of that we need to understand that we will planning our performance in the right way. After that, normally we will analyzing that result of that performance, and according to that we will improve our system. In another way, we can show like this. We need to value our context of organization. Context, like in other quality management system, depends about internal and external issue and need and expectation of other interested party. According to that, we will define the scope. First step will be define the policy of our OHSAS system. According to that, we will cover the strategy of our system. Every other step will be operational control that cover not only operational activities, we can also cover in that operational control and other supporting activities. All of that we will follow by some kind of indicators that can be CSF indicators, KPI indicators, or KGI indicators. About the result of these indicators, we will improve our systems. Depends how we will choose that indicators depends about the level in organization. The level who make the policy and strategy is the top management, normally in a cooperation with workers' representative. Why in cooperation with workers' representatives? I suppose that in every national law it's covered. The worker representatives need to be included in a problem of OHS questions in organization. Operational control is the topic of middle management in cooperation with interesting party. In most of cases, interesting party is directly in coordination with middle management, not so often with top management. Result, who will follow the employee directly, some employee will follow some kind of result. How to choose performance? In clause 911, we have some direction that these standards give us what we need to be monitor, management, and evaluate in our system. Clause 911 told us that we need to monitoring and measure applicable legal requirements and other requirements, its activity and operational related to the identified hazards, and OHS risk, other risk in organization, and OHS opportunity. Also, we need to monitoring and measure operational control and the organization OHS objectives. In Annex A of these standards, all these four topics that we need to be covered by monitoring and measurement, these standards give us some performance, specified performance that should be included in monitoring and measurement. I try to identify in that performance how you can select in that four topics that Clause 911 required from us to follow. For example, first things that we need to follow, it's legal requirements. In Annex A told us that we need to identify compliant gaps, and directly identified gaps go in objectives or organization. How we can find that gaps and where? In a report from legal authority, also in internal evaluation or internal audits, etc. Also, legal requirements give us some monitoring and management performance. For example, level of noise and other parameters that we need to follow in our system. Also, we need to follow changing in legal requirements, and because this is directly reflected in monitoring changing in compliance, in our compliance with legal requirements, also in our monitoring and measurement systems. Other requirements we can take from union employers agreement if exists something like that. Also in internal standards and codes that it's required in our organization. Insurance also requirements from insurance companies that cover our works in organization. Also corporate and other policy rules and regulation that we agree in organization that we will follow. In Annex A also give us some information about benchmarkings that that we have to make benchmarking about value with another organization from our field, standards and code, the organization-owned codes and objectives. Third things that we do monitoring and measure, its activity and operation all related to the identified hazard, risk and opportunities. I suppose that everyone of us know that about proactive and reactive action affecting to our OHS performance, health surveillance of workers, workers' environment, work-related incident and injury complaints, etc. What can be typical indicators for this measuring criterion? For example, frequency, type, severity of number of incidents, also medical monitoring or reports from medical monitoring. Why? Because this is assist in the early detection of signs or symptoms of harm on the health. Also, follow-up of workers that can be required by organization. Monitoring and measurement equipment that it's calibrated or verified according to issue and maintains is it appropriate. Another thing is operational control that cover effectiveness of operational control that we set, emergency exercises, evaluation the need to modify control, evaluation the need to introduce new control, etc. Example of parameter that we can monitoring and measurement, for example, for that can be implementation of internal procedure, for example, chemical handling procedure, chemical purchasing procedure, etc. Also, competence of our employee. Also, we can monitoring in this part of operational control. What is about OHS objectives? We can monitoring and measurement progress and meeting policy commitments, achievement of objectives, also continually improvements. What can be some monitoring and measurement parameters? Can be completion of correction action, for example, percentage in time, achievement of OHS management system objective, etc. Standards also give us some way how to monitoring and measurement about what else depends. As we know, it's normally about size of organization. If it's small organization and if we don't have enough employee to follow different parameters, surely that we will choose less number of parameters, because this will push harmly our organization. That means size of organization, it's one parameter that will depends our monitoring measurement parameters. Also natural of organization, OHS performance that we have also in our organization before that we implement our system. Also changing in OHS risk, if its frequency of changing is bigger, surely that we will need to have much more parameters. Also, we need to take care about alignment with the analysis and evaluation of our OHS risk, OHS opportunities, and the organization OHS objectives. All parameters we can set in two different type of parameters. One parameters we can take from active measurement system. That can be, for example, is it published our OHS policy, level of achievement plans and objectives, how many responsible person of OHS we have in our organization, level of compliance with legal requirements, frequency of result of OHS audits, medical monitoring report, etc., etc. That will be some kind of active parameters that we can choose in our organization. Other parameters we can take from reactive measurement system that include investigation and analyzing OHS management system and data that we have in our organization. For example, a Risk Assessment Act and data and information that we have there. Also report for unsafety condition that we have in the organization, a report from regulatory inspectors, reporting from our OHS specialists, complaints of workers and other interesting party, etc. What is the steps in monitoring and measurement system? First step is to determine the need to be what we need to monitoring and measurement. Second step will be to define the criteria and methods to ensure the valid result of this monitoring and measurement. Third, to define the time and frequency of monitoring, and also which kind of data record we will use for that. Second step, to ensure participation of the workers, that it's very important if we want that our system have effectiveness, we need to involve our employee in that system of following our parameters. Also representative of the workers if it's possible. Collaboration or verification, monitoring and measurement equipment is important step if we want to have valid result of our measuring and monitoring systems. How to evaluate OHS performance? How we know? We can evaluate in quality and in quantitative way. I'm mechanical engineering and I like more to value in a quantitative way. We can also value result from our objectives. We need to understand that objectives depends about the level of organization. In a strategic level, we will have strategic goals. In a tactical and in operational, we have another type of indicators and another type of objectives that we will follow. Also, we can define our performance that can be in a different discipline like financial, health and safety and environmental goals, etc. When we set the indicators with an appropriate metric, normal, this is not the end of this process. We always need to review our result, but also our indicators and used metrics. How to evaluate and how to set our goals. Maybe this picture will be a little concrete. When we defined our context of OHS management system, we will, like our standards told us, we have mandatory requirements and commitment and other requirements that need to be directly set like goals and parameters. How we will value? First, needs and expectation of interested party, and we will value the gaps. Standards in Annex A told us that means that these gaps have to be directly objectives. I will use the principle of risk assessment, like that I forgot to tell, these standards and this clause 9 about what we're talking now has to be based on the risk-based thinking that it's all standards is created for. Because of that, in our setting our objectives and our parameters and the system of monitoring and measurement, we need to use risk-based thinking. Because of that, gap, I will suggest that for that gaps that we find as gaps with legal requirements and other requirements of organization, we value through risk assessment. Why? Because every gap is not in the same level, and it's not in the same level of importance for organization or risk for organization if it's not fulfilled. And because of that, it will be good before that we set our objectives and parameters that we will follow, that we value through risk assessment. In other case, we have risk and opportunity for our OHS systems, and risk assessment that will give us the result that it's of minor or medium or major opportunity about our risk assessments. If it's some risk or some opportunity have a minor value, we will only evidence this parameter, and we will not have any principle for monitoring and measurement that parameters that we check it. For medium risk or opportunity that we value, we need to set some parameters. that will be organization parameters that we will only value the level that we don't cross. And that will be, a lot of them will be in operational level in organization. For the major risk, first it will be good that we use our principle, and according to that principle that we set objectives, and according to that also we can use Pareto principle, and that we will set objectives and adequate parameters and measurement process for these objectives and targets that we will have in our organization. Normally everything of that we need to review frequently, that we can value our measurement and monitoring principle in organization. Internal audits, we have two important effects that have internal audits in our OHS systems. This is one effect, it's to way of evaluation our OHS performance through internal audits, and another to value our OHS system. Internal audits, like that we saw before, it's one of the reactive parameters that we can take, like number of non-conformities in internal audits that we have, or type of non-conformity that we have from internal audit, and we can measure it. Also, the internal audits used in another way to check our measurement, monitoring, measurement, analysis, and evaluation principle in our organization. I suppose that most of us knows internal audits is according standards ISO 9011, like a guide for auditing management system. Like a last step for analysis, standards give us clause 9.3, like management review, but it is important that we know that every monitoring, measurement and analyzing parameters, we will not do it in management review. We will some parameter analyzing in other management meeting in other level. Top management will only take care about strategic and critical evaluation of the performance and result about regularly information that will give from the receive from the middle management. And because of that, maybe it's a little gap in standards that we don't have exactly requirements from the meetings or reviewing from another level in organization. This is for now that. I hope that I give you a practical approach to this topic and some close explanation about clause 9 from new standards ISO 45001. Thank you.
Ms. Pavicevic, thank you very much for this presentation. We will go ahead and take some time for the questions now. So the first question is, since the new ISO 45001 is coming out, should we still take into consideration the OHSAS certification or just wait for the new standard?
May you repeat, excuse me, last part of the sentence?
Yes, it says, should we take into consideration the OHSAS certification or just wait for the new standard?
This is the question maybe more for certification body. For now, in our country, I suppose everywhere around the world, it's the problem with the organization that have integrate system with 9001 and 40001. And for other organization, because it is few months only that will put finally version of ISO 45001, maybe it will be good that waiting for ISO standards, that it's completely in a final, that it's printing finally. I suppose, and like certification body told, because I am assessor auditor for the few certification body, they suggest us in any way that OHSAS 80001 will not that will changing completely in ISO 45001, and certification according that standard will not be on the market. That will change, because this is not in international standards before, and because of that, for example, I will wait, and I suggest my organization to wait new standards for certification.
Thank you.
I don't know that it's this answer of that question.
Okay, thank you. So the next question is, do I need to provide an employee training when in transition from 80,001 to 45,001?
Yes, transition training is necessary, completely like maybe in a higher level that that was needed for 9,001 and 40,001. Because this is another way to looking and on this topic. I think that that will be necessary.
Thank you. Do I need a consultant during the implementation process?
I am consultant. I will not make this type of job that I don't think that it's necessary. Normal. Every one of us can learn everything. I agree.
Yes, okay. The next question is, will auditors have problems auditing my company after the implementation of 45,001?
I don't think so. I think we have the problem now because some organization, because of tenders, etc., want to go for 9,001 and 40,001 for the new version from last year, and they have OHSAS standards, and I don't know, someone could use the final draft to make that changing, but I hope that will be in the next period, because it's a lot of questioning implementation of these free standards, that it's completely according to Annex SL. It's a lot of question in implementation till now, and I think so that it will be the same, a lot of question about these standards too.
Thank you. The next question is, what is a LARP tool or principle?
A LARP tool, it's the typical tool for put the level down of risk. You can find a lot of on internet information about that tools. This is a mitigation of risk, changing the risk, etc., etc. This is the tool for the risk, eliminate the risk.
Okay, thank you. And the last question for today is, what is your general advice for organizations regarding ISO 45001?
To start prepare themselves in time, to use the draft version to discover what is the new. This is the right start, and I suppose that every organization that project to have 45,001 or have 80,001 OHSAS standards also first implement ISO 9001.
Thank you. Ms. Pavicic, I would like to thank you once again for this presentation. It was our honor having you as a presenter. I would also like to thank all the attendees for taking the time out of the busy schedule to join us. We hope you enjoyed this webinar. We have received all of your questions, and because the time is limited, we will answer to your questions individually by email. Also, don't forget to check PCB's webinar schedule on our website, pcb.com, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and be updated with our weekly webinars. Next Friday's topic is why is ISO 22000 a global demand? And until then, have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.